Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mad City Podcast. This is Patrick Kemfer, the most medicine motherfucker you'll ever meet. Coming to you bright and early, 6:48 a.m. on a Saturday morning. What is it now? March 26th, 7th? I don't know. It's getting up there in the springtime, though. Which is real nice because, god damn, the winters suck here. Every year I ask everybody I know, everybody I see, why do we live here? Why did anybody ever live here? Like, you ever go to that, Wisconsin Historical Museum downtown? It's like right up at the top of State. By the Capitol Square. I don't know if it's like the second or third floor, but they got like these, I don't know, recreations, dramatizations, really, of what the indigenous people, like how they lived, in this area. It's like, how the fuck were they just like living outdoors in the fucking wintertime here? I don't know. I don't care if you got a fucking teepee, a tent, a house, a wigwam, goddamn tank or I don't give a shit, man. It's fucking cold here. Why do we live here? Anyway, springtime is looking real nice. This last week's been kind of. There's been like chill and some rain, and it's been good though. It's like I can feel it like rejuvenating the soil. I'm starting to smell things again. It's one of the things about winter, everything dies. It's just so when spring comes and everything thaws, it's like, we smell the, flowers and stuff when they bloom, like the new life. But like first we smell all the death, like the uncovering of the death. But I don't know, there's like a certain, there's certain comfort in that aroma. I find somewhat pleasing. But then again, I'm me. My precarious relationship with death and dying things. So listen, it's been a really hectic week for me. I've been in anticipation of something I've been waiting for a long time. Me and my lady friend Aaliyah are going to be hanging out this weekend. She lives out of town, so we don't really get to see each other much. But every time I do get to see her, it is definitely a pleasure and a treat. And she's going to show me around up where she lives in the country. And I've been super excited about that. And I've been wanting to talk about it, like how excited I am, to go and, get out of town for a bit and do this and that. But she's been pretty busy too, so it's not like she was really able to join me on the show. And, like I had mentioned before, what my friend had said to me about talking about people when they're not here. Even if I'm not saying anything disparaging about them. It's, I just feel like there's some boundaries issues there that, you know, that I could do better to appreciate. And, you know, and even if, like, yeah, I'm going to be going and doing this and that. And it's like, you know, why not, you know, wait until after. And then, you know, she wants to. She can sit here and she can talk to people about, you know, all the fun we had and what we did, whatever, you know. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just, I mean, I'm finding the balance, but it's important that I appreciate, you know, how I talk about other people, even if I think I'm saying something good. Maybe it's not my place to be saying what other people are going to be doing, you know, or how they're living. Not to say that I'm protecting her from anything. Don't get me wrong. It's just stating a fact, you know. There were some other things this week too that, you know, aside from just, you know, the hustle and bustle of work. This week, the 24th was the anniversary of my very good dog friend Buddy's death. It was the anniversary of his death. 6 years now. And Buddy and I had a very, very special relationship. And anybody that's known me for any amount of time knows that before there was Daisy, there was Buddy. And Buddy was just amazing. He was the by far like the coolest goddamn dog I've ever met in my life. And I know, of course, you know, you'd think I'd be biased, right? Because, you know, he was quote unquote my dog, but no, he was not my dog. I was his dog, if anything. He picked me. Sometime soon, I plan on telling that story of how me and Buddy came to know each other. I'll just put it out there like this. I met him on a mountain in California in 2004. And I'll just leave it at that for now. But anyway, so, I was reflecting on the experience of his death once again, and, with a new perspective. And, I wanted to talk about it, but I kind of didn't, it was, I had my moments with it. It wasn't anything bad. I had some quiet, reflective cry time, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like a bad sad, it was good, just to honor him. But I didn't feel like I needed to go into that story just to add filler, just so I could have content, just to, just in case, my listeners were like, oh, you didn't post anything, so I guess fuck this show. Just, yeah, whatever. Oh no, I'm gonna lose you guys. No, it's not about that. That's not why I do this. But in the interest of, keeping, I guess, like the algorithms or the analytics, whatever the hell you want to call that stuff. In the interest of keeping all of that, functioning well, I suppose. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you all some of my stand-up, some raw stand-up material from the Boss Meadery over down there on East Wash. My good friend Jason works there, and before COVID, they were hosting this monthly open mic. This is from like 2 years ago, I think, something like that. Anyway, it's pretty good. pretty good stuff. I had free reign, and there wasn't a whole lot of people there. Like it was like I got there late. It was pretty laid back, but so it was mostly just me, kind of like just testing some stuff out, some material that I had, and some of it is I'm not gonna lie, some of it you might find offensive. But then again, if this isn't the first time you've listened to me, then you can probably handle the shit that I say and talk about. So, yeah. All right. Well, enjoy the raw stand-up of what I call Pat K comedy from the Boss Meadery, Horny Swash. This was 2 years ago. And until I come back to tell you all about my weekend, I hope y'all are doing well and living your life the best you can. Until I see you next time. Bye for now. Enjoy.
First timer here at Boss Meadery. Yeah. Give him a warm welcome.
Wow, that is the best opener I have ever had, by far. Give it up for Bill one more time, please. Yeah. Actually, I came here with the idea of, my energy is too much. I came here with the idea of doing some metal music, but unfortunately that band that played when I first got here did all the Beatles covers that I wanted to do. But I was thinking I could still do maybe Help, which I thought would be really cool. Like, help! I need somebody! Help! Not just anybody! Help! I need someone to help! And, you guys would have all left. So I decided not to expose you to that. Hey, I guess I'll just kind of get right into it. I don't know what's worse, immigrant children being separated from their families, or the fact that they have to sit in a vacant Walmart and go to summer school. I mean, doesn't that just seem shitty? I mean, it's bad enough, that they're stuck in these cages, but then the only time they get out is to go to school in the summer? It's bogus. I think historically though, like camps have always been a bad idea. Obviously, the Jews probably didn't enjoy it very much. I don't think the Japanese, got much interning done at their place, and those kids at Camp Crystal Lake, they got totally screwed. At least they wanted to. Maybe that was why I think that might have been the whole thing of their downfall. But at least they only had to be there one day, so they got it out of the way quick. So anybody got any birthdays coming up? Anybody any birthdays? Birthdays coming up this month? No? I have a lot of friends who have birthdays coming up in June and July. And a lot of them, what they're doing is they're having like these group birthday parties. And it's, it seems to me like June and July, especially, and I don't know if you guys believe in astrology or not, but like is the only place that you're going to go to a party and hear somebody in a celebratory, drunken way be like, woo, Cancer's in the house! And not have like everybody like run out in terror. I mean, of course there's going to be that one person who's going to run off crying in the bathroom because their little brother just died or whatever. And, and I don't want you to think that I'm cold-hearted. I'm not. As a matter of fact, just earlier today, and I try to do this at least once a month on a Sunday, I go and I visit the children's hospital. I go and I visit the kids up there. And I feel like it's necessary. I need that. I need that perspective in my life. Because when I leave there, after seeing their little pale faces and their big wide eyes, I walk out knowing that I'm gonna outlive all of those little bastards. God, it just makes me feel so good about what I have. But I don't know how much longer I got. I mean, actually, I have a birthday coming up this year, as you know, many other people probably do. And I'm going to be 40, which is weird. Because if you know anything about my past, you know that I don't deserve to be 40. But I get to be 40, you know, and I'm really looking forward to having, you know, my car insurance be lowered. I think that would be cool. Something to look forward to. But, you know, as it is now, I'm 39. You know, and 39 is a critical age for a man. You know, because as it is now, like, I'm still, like, you know, like, I'm old enough to know, but young enough to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still, like, semi-attractive to, like, you know, college-age girls and, like, middle-aged women. So that's kind of cool. I get, like, sort of the best of both worlds, you know? And I was thinking about this for a while, and I was, you know, like, I've been on Tinder here and there, and it seems to be kind of degrading into more of, like, a solicitation site than anything. I mean, you still see people say no hookups, and it's like, why are you here? But you know, I was thinking, like, you know, maybe I could utilize this. You know, I could rent out my services to you know, middle-aged divorcees and widows, and use that money to seduce their daughters. Right? I mean, I got to make the best of it. You know, because after 40, without like a really, really good job or like a really killer bod, I'm gonna have to start lying about my age to get laid, just like my wife does. I'm kidding. She doesn't have to lie, she's only 19. No, I know, I do have a girlfriend now though, it's kind of a newer relationship, and it's going really well. But the other night I had her over at my place and I went to the bathroom, and when I came back in, she was on my computer scrolling through all my bookmarked websites, and well, just full disclosure, they're like 99.9% porn, and I was like in like full panic mode. You know, I was like, oh my god, what is she gonna think about? Because some of this stuff is a little weird. You know, it's different, and I was like, all this panic was setting in. I didn't know what to do. And so I sort of jokingly, in my way, you know, using comedy as a way of coping with devastating situations, I was like, so you want to watch some porn, huh? And there was this long silence, and she's still scrolling down through the depths of my, like, depravity. And then she looks up at me, and she's like, which one's your favorite? And I was like, thank you, Jesus! Thank you, Lord, for bestowing this miracle upon me. She's a keeper. All right. No, she's pretty cool. She's a little different than my usual, you know, mate. She's actually a born-again Christian, which is interesting because I'm a pretty staunch atheist. But, you know, we don't try to challenge each other's beliefs or try to, like, shove anything down each other's throats. I mean, well, you know, after watching some porn we did, but that was a totally different situation, totally unrelated. But I really enjoy that. You know, I really enjoy that about her. And, you know, like, I mean, I've been an atheist for a long time. I mean, ever since I was a little kid. You know, like, I mean, I lived in a community where, like, a lot of my friends had to go to church and stuff like that. And, you know, like, you know, I didn't always get along with everybody. And, you know, that's fine. You know, that actually reminds me, do you guys ever have, like, that one house in your neighborhood that was, like, just always had, like, the coolest shit? You know what I mean? It was, like, you know, like, they always had, like, every year they had, like, this massive Easter egg hunt, you know, or, like, those great summer barbecues. You know what I'm talking about? And then, like, Halloween was, like, that was, like, the first and last house you would go to. You just, like, switch up some of your costume, then you're, like, Spider-Stein or, you know, Darth M&M or whatever. You know, but, like, you know, they had, like, the full king-size candy bars and shit. But here's the thing. If you wanted to get into, like, the really cool parties, like the backyard parties where all, like, the really badass toys were, you know, you had to say that you were, like, friends with the guy's son. You know, and that was a bummer, too, because, like, this kid was weird, right? You guys remember that kid? He was weird. Like, you know, he would talk in a funny monotone that was, like, way too calm. But, like, you knew that at any given moment he might start, like, flipping over, like, lemonade stands because they're too close to my dad's house or some shit. You know. And like, and to make it worse, like, always try to like, show you his goofy magic tricks, but never when you asked him to, like, which just, I think, lent it even more to like how full of shit he really was. So I guess if any of that is any indication of what I have to do to get into heaven, then forget it. I'd rather sit at home and, just hang out with some scrambled softcore porn. That's how I spent my years at 12. Speaking of porn, I do really actually enjoy porn, but not like the way that a lot of people do. Like I enjoy this like entertainment. Like my favorite are porn parodies, which is great because, with everything else that's going on, it's just like, all the other entertainment out there, it's the same regurgitated vomit that they puked up last year. Like Solo, another Star Wars story that nobody asked for. Rebooting Roseanne. I mean, whose idea was that? Let's take this completely self-absorbed blue-collar family and put them in modern-day America. Yeah, that's a good idea. I do honestly, though, I feel bad for the cast and crew of that show. I think what they could have done, rather than canceling, is just, like, recast her, but like just write in some kind of storyline where like she goes to Washington D.C. and falls in a sinkhole in front of the White House trying to take a selfie with Trump. And then like give her like some reconstructive surgery, maybe a little amnesia. Bring her down a couple notches, make her like a staunch libertarian. That'd be good. You can deal with that. Because honestly, if they can bring Dan back to life and both Beckys, I think they could have handled that a lot better. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I like porn parodies. I'm not ashamed of it. And, there's some great titles out there you guys should check out. Like The Porn Identity. That's a good one. A Wet Dream on Elm Street. It's good, it's porn, it's entertaining, and it's scary. These are real titles, by the way. And, if you want to get into some of their TV shows, like, The Sex Files is pretty cool, it's into aliens and shit, which can get weird, trust me. Or, if you're into gay porn too, they got the Dicks of Hazzard, which, whatever you do, just as long as they got the car, I'm in. I am totally in. My favorite porn show, though, is The Fapping Dead. Have you guys heard of this? Oh, this show is awesome. This show is amazing. Instead of shotguns, they all have like these giant sex toys, and the way like the zombies turn people is like they run up and they crowd them and just bukkake them into whatever, It's amazing. It's got great storyline, good acting. But Now that I think about porn too much. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I think about porn more than I actually like watch porn. And I don't know if that's like because I'm really sick or really lonely, or if I just really want to make porn. I think I want to make porn. I want to make porn great again. Hashtag make porn great again. But I want to like be classy about it. I want to bring like intriguing plots and good storyline and plots. Have like good acting and sound, good quality sound. I want to be the Christopher Nolan of porn parodies. Not really parodies, no, these would be adaptations. Yes. Like, what about like great American literature? Adapting great American literature to porn. I think that would be really cool. Could have like Pride and Pretty Huge Dicks. Who wouldn't want to see that? I mean, if they could make it into a vampire movie, I think we could go the other way. They'd just be sucking something different. What are some other good ones? 12 Years a Sex Slave. Huh? I could bring Quentin Tarantino in on that one. He could co-produce or something. It'd be good. But I think my opus, though, my masterpiece, would probably be The Catcher in the Eye. That would be the one I was remembered for forever and ever. That would make me more like the Stanley Kubrick of porn movies, I think. But you know, eventually somebody's gonna get into it and they're gonna buy the rights and they're gonna come up with a sequel and you know, The Catcher in the Brown Eye or something like that. And the whole thing's just gonna go to shit, you know what I mean? Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here in a second. I just want to say thank you to the Boss Meadery for having me and for all of you for not walking out, so that's cool. Honestly though, I feel like if at least a couple people don't walk out, I'm not doing my job. But I do want to just say that, you know, I appreciate you listening, and I hope I wasn't, you know, I didn't offend anybody's delicate sensibilities too badly. I mean, we all have, you know, our sensibilities and our standards, and there are things that offend me too. And I can see, you know, everybody's here, they're drinking a little bit, and I just want to, you know, people to keep in mind that, you know, if you're sober and you're trying to have sex with a drunk person, that's basically like trying to take advantage of a person with special needs, and that's just retarded. Okay, I'm Pat K. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Pat K Comedy. Thank you very much, and be safe.
Going out with the bang. All right. Pat K, first timer here at All Boss Meadery.
And probably the last.
Now we're gonna listen. We're gonna have for some of us who played before to come up and do a little more of a jam. We're gonna have Nick and Jim join me and play some more music.
Yo, where the life at? Yeah, I'm needing more. Cause I've never been in a town like this, is such a bore. Yo, we need a moment, but not of silence. Something needs to happen around here cause we're losing vitals. Let's cause a riot out here cause we need to turn it up.